Reaction on former President Jacob Zuma's corruption trial. We're now joined by the spokesperson for the Jacob Zuma Foundation, Mzwanele Manyi. Mr. Manyi, thank you so much for joining us again. Just your reaction to the judgment handed down earlier in the Pietermaritzburg High Court.
Good morning, Annika, and to your viewers. Indeed, the foundation is quite elated that finally the Constitution has won. You must remember that the lawyers for President Zuma were arguing that hearing the case virtually is a violation of President Zuma's constitutional rights, and they wanted the case postponed. So what they went there to get, they got. So it's a victory for us because we went there for a postponement, we got a postponement. So instead of dealing with the plea issues on the 19th, they've been pushed to the 10th of August. So we're really quite excited that finally President Zuma wins something. He's been losing in all these courts all this time. So indeed, we hope that this is going to be the beginning of good things to come, and the constitution of this country is going to be affirmed. What this judge did, he did not do President Zuma a favor. He simply ensured that the constitutional rights of President Zuma are preserved. So indeed, we are sitting here, we are quite elated. I must make this point very quickly, that this narrative that we keep postponing and postponing is actually wrong, because you must remember that our lawyers were quite ready for the 19th of July. They were ready up until the court itself introduced something, and even the court, when it introduced that something, it introduced it because of the situation on the ground. It is the court that about last week or so issued directions to say the matter must be heard virtually. That's what actually created this situation. And the court was forced because of the situation in the country. And we were then saying that, well, if we are now going to be nursing the situation in the country, what about the rights of the person? And our lawyers were quite clear that even if there was a state of emergency, the state of emergency itself, which takes a lot of liberties from a lot of people, but the state of emergency with its stringent requirements still does not take the right of a person to be heard in person, for a person to be present in court when there's a criminal trial. So indeed, we're on the right side of the Constitution.
Sorry, I do need to interrupt you there. I mean, everybody agrees that Mr. Zuma has the right to a fair trial, but I think what you're saying is not entirely fair, because his next application and what's going to be heard next is a special plea application for Billy Downer, who acts for the prosecution, to recuse himself. So you weren't ready to go to trial per se at all. You were bringing yet another application. And its application, as Wim Trengro said yesterday, Stalingrad season 27.
Yeah, you see, that's all the propaganda that Trengro was
I don't peddle propaganda, Mr. Manyi, you know that.
Let me make my point. Trengro was spreading propaganda, was just wanting media headlines, sound bites, and all of that. He was just feeding you because you all part of the same team.
I'm not easily fed, Mr. Manyi.
Here's the truth. Here's the truth. I gave you a chance to speak. Allow me to. This is the point. You know, President Zuma.
But don't throw aspersions at me. It's not okay. I'm not okay with it.
Allow President Zuma's spokesperson to speak and hear his side. I know it's very difficult.
But don't cast aspersions on me and what I say or don't do, because I am an ethical journalist. Please continue.
No. I was talking about Trengro that was spreading. You just took his thing. I was just saying he was spreading propaganda when he was saying Stalingrad and whatever. That was his words, not yours. So I'm saying he's spreading propaganda and so on. So you just took. Yeah. Okay, that's the point I was making. So the issue at hand is that the plea issue is actually part of the trial. You can't go with dirty hands to go and deal with this thing. We are saying the NPA through Billy Downer has got dirty hands, as it were. So that's part of a fair trial. You can't be tried with people that are having dirty hands. So President Zuma's right to say, I can't be prosecuted here by somebody that has got dirty hands is actually his right. The Constitution allows a person to be tried with a person that is fit and proper, a person that has got a title to prosecute. Now, if Billy Downer, because of what his history in the spy tapes and what have you, as the lawyers will be arguing, his hands are dirty, he is not fit and proper to be leading this case. What is wrong about that?
Mr. Manyi, a quick question for you, and then we'll wrap up. And I do thank you for your time. How is Mr. Zuma doing in Escort prison? What is his demeanor like? What are his spirits like?
President Zuma is a man with a very strong heart, but the prison conditions are never good for a person that is approaching his 80th birthday. So I can't come here and try to build a picture of a man that is conquering. No, he's having very serious issues in terms of, I mean, you must remember, a man approaching 80th birthday, you're putting in a prison cell. Escort is one of the coldest areas in KZN. So indeed, we can't complain about the treatment in the cells. The people are friendly to him and what have you, but the psychological impact that it's having on him is taking a toll on him. So it's not a happy situation. There is no way of trying to paint it nice. It's just not a happy situation. He's sitting there with a heavy heart. He's sitting there. His health is not being enhanced by the conditions that the government has put him in.
Thank you so much. That's spokesperson for the Jacob Zuma Foundation, Mr. Mzwanele Manyi.